Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the On Tabletop live stream at UKGE 2019. It is Saturday morning, and I'm joined by Maggie from Greater Than Games. How are you today, Maggie?
I'm great.
Glad you could be here. We're going to talk about a couple of games you've brought, Medium and Homebrewers.
Yes.
But before we get into that, we have a giveaway. So on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, on the On Tabletop live stream right here, we have a giveaway for Monster Apocalypse starter packs. So we're giving one away each day. It's Saturday's time today. So if you want to come across to the On Tabletop website and go into the post with the live stream, you can comment down below and you're in with a chance to win a starter pack. But for now, it's time for...
Do I qualify for that?
I think so. I think you can.
I
yeah.
can do that?
If you want to go across to the On Tabletop website, I think you can leave a comment down below.
All right, awesome.
So, how's the weekend been for you so far, Maggie?
It's been amazing.
Yeah.
This is one of the best shows that we go to. It's one of our only international shows, so
right, yeah.
It's our chance to interact with our fan base that we don't get to very often,
Yeah.
and it's such a relaxed environment.
Really? Do you find it's
Yeah.
different from Gen Con in that way? Like, how do you find I don't want to say the punters, but the kind of customers and the gamers that you find in between Gen Con and UKGE?
So I find it interesting. I've made this comment that there's a lot of intensity because I think this is a very accessible convention for a lot of our UK audience and everywhere else, right?
Yeah.
So everyone's coming here, and so they're like, I got to get the game that I can't get usually.
Yes, yes.
And which makes sense. I get it, right? We have the Spirit Island promos in our booth.
Yes.
Please storm our booth and buy the Spirit Island promos. And that means, that's a hard item for people over here to get. So,
Yeah.
so that means that there's an intensity. There's a list.
Right,
I have a
okay.
list of what I'm going to buy.
Yes.
And you run into that at Gen Con sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
but a lot of it is there's so many new things happening. There's so many
okay.
releases that you're kind of, I find my buyers or my consumers there to be a little bit overwhelmed.
Okay.
But here I feel like everyone's very well organized. They know what they want,
okay,
all of
yeah.
that stuff, and it's kind of interesting. I think that because it's such a main event here,
Yeah.
that's how it goes.
Yeah.
I also find that everyone's super down to sit down and play a game, play
Yeah.
a full game.
Yeah.
And we don't always play through full games in our booth, but I love that.
Yeah.
I love
when you're
that
breaking
option.
out Spirit Island for an hour and a half, 2 hours. Yeah.
I like that it's an option. I try not to do that just because I know that a lot of people want to get through these games too.
Yeah, yeah.
I also don't want to get into anybody's day, but if you want to sit down and play a game with us, that's awesome.
Totally, yeah.
Yeah.
It must be a really welcoming environment to come into.
Definitely.
Fantastic. So, you've brought two games.
I
You've
did.
brought Homebrewers and Medium. We were playing, a little bit of a warning, we were playing Medium like 2 minutes before this started, and I did a few swears because I love the game. It's amazing, but I'm so annoyed at how bad I am at it, so I'm going to try and get through it without any swears.
Well, here's another little bit of a sneak peek. I think I'm getting on the same wavelength. I'm getting on that same. We're gonna mind meld on this.
You're such a better player than I am. I'm just gonna blank on this.
I'm gonna let you know a secret. I've played it a lot.
Good. Okay. I place my trust in you. Fantastic.
So before we dive into Medium, I'm gonna actually run us through Homebrewers.
Wonderful.
It's a little bit more. What's the word? Heavy. It's not
yeah.
super heavy, but it's heavier than Medium.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So we can see the board here. So what's
Awesome.
going on the board?
All right, so on the board, you have a few different elements. So the concept of the game, let's start there, is that you're a home brewer, and I forgot to lay out tokens for a whole section. We're going to ignore that.
The design is beautiful. I love how it looks as if it is a festival, like a kind of local festival.
Yeah. So the concept is that you are a home brewer at a home brewer festival, and you're trying to make your best brew. You're competing against other home brewers for 8 months, and which are tracked down at the bottom here in the calendars.
Okay.
And they're 8 rounds. So you're playing over these 8 rounds, and you're trying to increase the quality of your beer. So this is a quality tracker. As you brew your beer, it's going to go up in quality. You're going to get some cool special bonuses that are totally changeable. So this whole section of the board here is all tiles that you can change out.
Okay.
If you were a really new player and didn't feel comfortable with that, you can also just play like that. And so as you increase the quality of your beer, it's going to reflect in points that you'll score at the end of the game. So this is marked out for a 2 to 3 player, and I know you probably can't see quite what they are, but you'll receive points at Summerfest that are a little bit lower than the points that you're going to receive at Oktoberfest. If you're playing with 4 players, there's this nifty little tile that you can play with that increases the points that you'll get because it scales up for players. And then if you flip it over to the other side, it does the same for 5 players.
Wonderful.
So it plays 2 to 5 players.
So we have 4 different types of beer, as it were. So there's ale. You'll have to correct my eyes if I'm wrong. Porter.
Yes.
Stout. and IPA.
Yes.
You can tell how little I know about beer.
Yeah.
So porter is a thing, right?
Porter is definitely a thing.
Yeah.
So in this game, you're increasing the quality of your beers. You're trying to add flavors into your beers, which makes it a little bit of an engine builder.
Okay.
I actually did not grab out my flavor cards. I'm gonna
Flavor
bend
cards.
over.
So are we
So
talking?
rude.
Like, so when I think flavor, I think 1 vanilla and 2 chocolate. Chocolate being the top, but I imagine that's not something that goes into beer. I'm a rum kind of guy, so it's.
It's not what you think of. So
Yeah.
what if I told you you could make a? This is exactly the card I
You've
was
got
looking for.
something good.
What if I told you you could make a oyster?
Oyster.
Oyster.
Hang on a second here.
Orange.
No.
Oatmeal. IPA. Wouldn't you love that?
I would ask you to get out.
Doesn't that sound great?
That sounds pretty. So how do you start? How do you start combining these things?
So the way that you start combining, so the way that you lay flavors down onto a beer is you have to have a flavor action.
Okay.
So all of your actions are determined by these little dice. So it's a little bit of a dice. Well, it's a dice trading game in the sense that you roll 3 dice.
Yeah.
They tell you what actions you can take. You can then trade them with your other players to
Okay.
get better actions.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of dice manipulation that you can do on your own with some money that you'll get throughout the game. But a flavor action is how you lay a flavor into one of your beers.
Oh, okay.
Once you lay a flavor into your beer, it's going to give you some special bonus functions.
Okay.
So, for example, my oyster, I get so good at brewing my oyster IPA that now whatever beer is to the right of it, I can increase by 1 as well on the
that's
quality
interesting.
track.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like I got really good at brewing my IPA, so now my stout is amazing.
Okay,
I've
that's
leveled up in my skills.
Yeah.
My oatmeal will give me $2. This orange will give me 1 reputation point, which is kind of our victory points in the game.
Yeah.
So you're trying to get a higher reputation, which is
Yeah.
of course bottle caps, because
Yeah.
the more people are drinking your beer, the better your beer is.
Naturally, I really like the entire aesthetic context that surrounds this game. So I love it because it's a little bit of an engine builder in this. So that
yeah.
how you're building your IPA and your stout and your porter and your ale, they all funnel into each other, and that's really cool. And I love that it's bottle caps.
Yeah. There's a lot of cute little thematics that we've done. So you see all these wooden tokens out here now, but the final version are actually going to be these wooden bits that are beer glasses. So there's going to be pint glasses and whatever the other words for beer glasses are that I can't think of.
A stein,
A stein?
Yeah.
That is one, yeah.
a horn if you're some of the Vikings outside.
There are not horns here, but maybe in an expansion, right?
The Viking expansion, yeah.
So you're laying these flavors into your beers, and they're all going to give you little bonus effects,
Okay.
which are great. But also, you have judges that are looking for certain flavors.
Oh, okay.
So you have your judges over here.
Yeah.
This judge wants 3 savory flavors, so 3 of the red flavors in a beer. That one wants 3 sweet
okay.
flavors. Somebody wants very fruity flavors. So as you're playing the game, you're kind of trying to appease the judges and also make this little engine at the same time. So it kind of gives
okay.
you some direction as to what flavors am I looking for? What do I want to add into this beer? And of course, at the end of the game, everyone can score those as points as well. So Oktoberfest is when we do our big scoring.
Yeah.
And at the big scoring, we do what the judges are looking for. So you look to see if you matched any of those.
Yeah.
You look to see what points you got, where your quality was in your beers.
Yeah.
And then the final judge is looking for, or he's going to give you 2 times the quality of your lowest recipe at Oktoberfest in reputation.
Oh, okay.
So if you never brew your IPA, because IPA is not very good. I'm just kidding. but if you never brew it, then you're not going to get those bonus points at the end.
Oh, okay.
So you definitely want to make sure that you're spreading the wealth when it comes to brewing.
You're not going to min-max anything
Yeah.
there. That's really interesting. These 3 judges, these can be swapped out for other
Yes.
requirements, judges' requirements, yeah?
Definitely. So yeah, they are a variable thing, so it's got a lot of replayability because of that. The other thing that's variable is the calendar down at the bottom, which is not only tracking your rounds, it also has an action on it. So on your dice, there's a calendar. It looks very similar to that icon. And when you start that round, you'll flip over the calendar for that month.
Yeah.
And it will tell you what the action is.
Okay.
And so those are all variable too. So I just at random took a bag, shook it around, and threw some stuff out. But it's got a lot of replayability because of all of the variable items that you can get, as well as all of the flavors that you can add to your beers.
Fantastic. There's one thing so myself and Lance and Coco, we've been playing a game called Gizmos, and it's a really interesting engine builder. And I've only played it once, but there's the idea of I feel like there's a kind of meta that develops in that. Like there's a way to cycle in, and I really like that there's variable judging requirements in this. So every single game it's going to change, and every single does it change with every single festival? Like changes between Summerfest or Oktoberfest, or is it just the game?
It's just the game.
Yeah.
Because it plays so fast. If you
Yeah.
so like Summerfest does mid-round scoring, and so Oktoberfest we do the final scoring. We found as we play tested this that if you change out the requirements for judges too quickly,
Your whole engine.
your whole engine gets a little messed up. And,
That's really cool, but also it's a really interesting way to balance the idea of an overwhelming or an overarching meta developing from players of this game. I really like that.
Yeah.
I really like that changing judging criteria.
Yeah, the other thing is every player has their own player board.
Yeah.
So I'm going to show you what that looks like, maybe. It's a little big.
Little
you can see, let me see it like that.
Yeah.
So you can see your character here, and they all have their own story.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah. You if you turn it this way here.
yeah, still,
And then
yeah, there we go. So if you want to know like their backstory, what they do, why they have their special player power, then you can read this. And so Evie O'Bruin O'Brien's special power is she's a risk taker. So she's a risk taker, and it means once during her action phase, she can pay $1 to draw the top 2 cards of the flavor deck. So that's how she gets more flavors into her hand.
Right, okay.
Because there's an open market space where you can also get flavors, but Evie does it through, she can do it both ways.
Yeah.
But that is a real fast way for her to access some flavors.
Yeah.
We have a defending champion, Tony, and so he makes really high quality beer.
Okay.
So he can pay $1 to raise his lowest quality beer by 1. So
okay,
he's got a really good way to get his beers out on the track quite early.
What I like to call a capitalist approach.
Yes.
The dirty capitalist approach.
And so we have a variety of players that all have different player powers. So after you've played the game for a while, that's how you can definitely like spice it up a little bit.
Yeah.
So there are 7 players, but there's 7 characters, but it's a 5-player game.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you always have an option of different players.
Wonderful.
Which is a main goal of ours.
There's so many little areas to this game that are modular and variable that really add to the replayability of it. So you can keep on revisiting it. That's amazing. Can you check me just very briefly what would happen on a regular turn? I'm just
definitely.
very interested in what
So
happens.
you would have 3 dice. You would roll your 3 dice to see what your actions are, and then you'd start trading with your other players.
Okay.
So in my mind, I have a perfect roll. I've played this a few times, so there's a perfect roll for me, anyways, as a player.
The way that you like to start trading and start building. Yeah.
Yeah, so I want to get a flavor action early so that I can start adding flavors into my beers and getting that engine up and running.
Yeah.
And then I want to start brewing early. So I want to get a grain, which is what this is. So it's a little tiny token.
Cute little token.
It's a cute little token. So I let people know you can brew a flavorless beer. Those do exist. But you can't brew a beer that doesn't have grain in it. So every beer has a type of grain in it.
Yeah.
So you have to have a grain in your beer, and then you can start brewing. And you can, when you brew, you flip this little grain token over. It's got a dirty side, a little smudgy side there, and that'll tell you. Actually, I'm going to show you the garage again. Show you the back side here. So this has a little. It has a garage. So these are your beer slots up here. So I would add a grain into one of my beers. I added it to ale because ale is my favorite beer. And then when I'm brewing, I flip it down into the most open vat down here. And that tells me how many quality I get. So this one has 3 on it, so I would go up 3 in my ale. And then I would resolve any of my powers. If I had added wheat to this, then my IPA would also go up. So I would resolve that. I would increase my quality, the quality of my beer with my brew action. So
Okay, cool.
That's my perfect roll.
Amazing, right?
Yeah. So that's how a turn sort of goes.
Okay, yeah.
The trading aspect is interesting because let's say you're really kicking my butt at this game.
I got all the chocolate flavors, guys.
So many chocolate flavors.
Hoarding them.
And I don't like that. So I'm not going to trade with you.
Okay.
I'm done trading with you. You're too good at this.
Okay.
Well, now you can use money, which is an aspect of the game that doesn't accumulate points at the end, but It's something that you can do to manipulate your dice.
Okay.
So you never get locked into the, well, I don't want to trade with you because you're winning.
Yes. Yeah.
Problem.
Yeah.
As long as you can get a little bit of money going.
Okay.
Which is really nice. And then also there's re-rolling 3 of a kind and just other little dice manipulation that you can do at the beginning of your turn to kind of help you maximize your play.
That's nice. I always like games that let you not necessarily manipulate the dice, but manage the luck that you might have in a way that's not going to be game breaking, but it's a way to not fudge dice, but manage terrible luck, as our colleague Jerry experiences at home.
It happens.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's the basic playthrough of a turn. And then you just do it until Summerfest, where you do some mid-round scoring, kind of figure out who's in the lead. So what you're looking at is who is first place on the quality track. So let's say I'm really good at ale, because I am. And I'm up at 8, and you're down at 4, and then red hasn't made it onto the board. Well, you and I will get points and red won't.
Sure.
So there's just little things like that. So you're trying to get yourself onto the board faster so that you can gain those points in those scoring patterns.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Who's the artist that is?
So the graphic design is done by our graphic designer, Saray Henderson, and then the character art was done by Adam Rubitaro, who is the artist of Sentinels of the Multiverse.
Ah, right,
Yeah.
okay. So if you want to bring out one of the character cards so we can see under here, because it's beautiful artwork, and you can see
somewhere down there.
little bits of Sentinels in the Multiverse and that.
Oh yeah, they're all gorgeous. It's interesting because Ben Rossett is one of the designers and Matthew O'Malley is the other designer. So Ben Rossett worked on Brewcrafters.
Ah, okay.
And so Brewcrafters is another game in our Bruniverse, is I guess what we're calling it. So, trademark. No, so he's made another brewing game. He's actually made 2 other brewing games because we also have Microbrewers.
Oh, wow.
Which is a small compact game, so just a handful of cards where you're managing a microbrewery. So he has a lot of passion behind this, and originally it was designed without variable player powers. So we actually have a method where you can, if you're not into that, if you're more of a Euro gamer, you can lay a token down that will make sure that your VATs are all the same.
Okay.
And you just don't play with the variable player power if that's not for you.
Yeah.
So it was interesting for us to develop these characters and their backstories and all of that, and really get the look and feel of them down. As a company, I feel like we really enjoyed that project. So. Especially this board.
The board is beautiful.
It was
just lift it up a touch,
yeah.
a touch, just to see the logo there.
Yeah,
the logo and the patterns there. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Thank you.
How about we talk about something that I'm actually quite scared to talk about because I'm going to swear.
So I'm going to throw this right here so we can see the cover art a little bit there.
Yeah, the cover art is absolutely beautiful. So who was the graphic designer and artist on this?
So the graphic designer and the artist are the same person. They were Sarah Kelly. I can't believe I forgot her name very briefly. So she started with us about a year ago now.
Okay.
And this was her first project that she kind of ran on her own, and she really likes the theme of this.
Yeah.
And so she said to us, I think I can run with this. And we said, yeah, run with it.
And what a great decision.
Yeah.
Because it's a word game.
It is.
But the twist around it, and it's one of those games. There's so many games. There's some games out there where you just know as a player you're not great at, but the joy of playing them overrides that instinct so much, and this is one of them for me. So.
All right. So with that in mind,
yes,
I think that we'll just start a game.
We'll just start.
It's real fast. It's real light.
Yeah.
We already shuffled some.
Yes.
So I won't shuffle again.
Okay.
I'm gonna draw from the bottom because I think I just laid our cards on top.
Okay.
So
cool. So we get 5 cards each.
We each get 5 cards.
Yeah.
So here are 5 cards for you.
Thank you very much.
And 5 cards for me. The concept of the game is that we're mind readers. So we're mediums and we're trying to read each other's mind. We're on a team together.
Yes.
And
I love cooperative games. Yes, just as great.
So we're on a team together, and we are going to read each other's minds. I'm going to lay down a card first. I'm going to pick a card that you're not going to like, I don't think. I'm going to lay down Mermaid. So Mermaid is now in play, and we're trying to find the medium word between Mermaid and whatever card you lay down. I'm gonna give you a chance here.
I've got a thing in my mind that I think we.
You think?
I don't know.
So, what does the medium word mean? Is a question you might be asking yourself.
Okay, I think I got it.
Okay.
I think we're gonna jive on this.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
So your word is
Mermaid.
Mermaid, and I'm gonna put down poison here.
Mermaid poison. This is what you're giving me?
Yep.
Okay.
Because I think we got this.
So I'm going to explain a little bit about what the medium word means.
Lance is laughing in the background. He knows
Yes.
I've made a terrible mistake.
So the medium word could be the direct medium between the two, right? Like I told you earlier, it could be if I lay down small and you lay down large, the medium there is medium, right? It's directly between the two.
Yeah.
Or it could be a concept. It could be an idea.
Yes.
It could be swim and alarm equals shark, for
Yes.
example, which
Yes.
is the thing that happened to us earlier.
Yep.
And
You had the better medium word, which was drown. I had shark. And then from those two words that we come up with, we have to find the medium of those.
yes.
So you delve deeper into the levels.
Yep. And it's okay. It's
Yep.
okay. So now mermaid and poison, those are our words.
Okay.
Oh, I'm trying to think of everything that I know about mermaids. I'm thinking a lot about Disney right now. Don't tell them. And I don't think that was the right move. So, mermaid poison.
So we're going to count down from 3.
Yes.
Okay.
We're going to stare directly into each other's eyes. We're going to count down.
Whenever you're ready. If you need more time.
Nah, let's just do it.
You got it?
What's the worst that could happen?
Oh no! I'm just thinking the media. Never mind. Oh, this is reminding me of a different thing. Okay, but I'm gonna stick with my guns. Stick with my guns here. Okay.
Okay. 3,
3,
2,
2,
1. Ursula.
Yes!
Oh my God, we did not high five at all.
Oh my goodness!
That was a first. That was a first for us. So
I knew.
I'm super proud.
Oh my
I told
God.
you. I told you this would be a good game for you. I don't think he did.
We
I
didn't
think it's
cheat.
good.
We
did
didn't
not
cheat.
cheat.
I hid my
Because
face.
we were already. We were already.
I know.
Another round.
The audience probably can't hear Lance there, but he's saying that we cheated. We definitely didn't cheat. I knew as soon as I saw poison and mermaid, there could only be one thing.
Exactly. So
if we'd field that,
Yeah.
we would have taken, say, the medium between Ursula and something else.
and kept going. Yeah.
Yeah, and
I'm
kept
gonna. I'm going to assume that maybe we will fail eventually because we're gonna play again.
My hands are shaking.
So you draw back up. So in this game there are tokens. I don't have the tokens here with me, but that is called a mind meld, right?
Yes.
So that was a first attempt mind meld. So we would get somewhere between 5 and 6 points. They're all hidden, so you just grab from a stack and you put it
okay.
down, and then at the end of the game you flip them over to see, because you can play with more than one teammate.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So you and I could play, and then if Lance was allowed to be in the studio, which he's not,
You're allowed.
you two would play, and then your group points would go somewhere, and then Lance and I would
see.
play. So that's how we do round robins. We keep everyone engaged while
okay.
we're playing.
Very good, yeah.
And it also means that like me and Lance might have a totally different connection
Yeah,
than me and you do,
yeah.
right? And he wouldn't get Ursula.
Yeah.
I don't think he would have.
You see that? You see that shade, Lance? You see that shade? So it's interesting how it's the person who's laying down the second card really defines the boundaries of where
Yeah.
the medium word is going to be. So
Do you want to switch? Do you want to lay down first?
I would, because I've got a card that I love.
Okay, let's do it.
I got a card that I love, so we'll pop these to the side,
Yep.
and I'll pop down
Candy.
Candy.
Okay. Candy. That's interesting. So.
I've also got yeah.
Oh wait,
got
I got
side.
an idea. I got it.
idea.
Okay. I'm
Okay.
gonna lay down, and I hope that you understand where I'm going with this. I'm gonna lay down milk. So we have candy and milk. No?
Maybe.
Maybe. Okay. All right, we got this.
Hang on, give me a second, because I'm such a derp. Such a derp. Yeah. Okay.
You got this? I believe in you.
I'm so glad you have hope for me. I'm so glad you have hope for me.
3, 2, 1.
Dentist.
Chocolate.
No.
Oh, man.
No, that's so much better. Chocolate is so much better than dentist.
I get where you were going. Your teeth
Yeah.
are bones. Your teeth get rotten with candy.
Yeah, I was trying to
Milk
find the
helps.
yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah, what's it like? If milk is the ultimate good and candy is the ultimate bad in terms of teeth, I was like, oh, dentist or something like that.
Okay. I get it.
Okay.
So chocolate dentist. I mean dentist and chocolate. Sorry.
Dentist and chocolate. So you have to find a medium between dentist and chocolate.
I'm not gonna lie, it's a little tough. You made it a little tough.
So we can't use milk or candy as
Correct.
the medium either. So okay.
I have an idea.
Okay.
I don't think that you have the same idea, but we're gonna find
We're gonna
out.
go anyway. Okay.
Three.
Crap, what was my word? Yes. Okay.
3,
3,
2, 1.
Teeth.
Cavity.
Oh! Oh!
No.
Teeth and cavity. Oh, okay, okay. I haven't
is what
sworn
I-
yet. I haven't said a bad word.
This is our last attempt.
Okay, so cavity and teeth.
I have an idea.
Okay.
I'm gonna try and send you this idea psychically. I'm trying so hard.
The mediums are working overtime.
Okay.
So what words can't we use?
So right now you can't use candy,
Candy,
can't use milk,
milk,
can't use chocolate,
chocolate.
can't use dentist, can't use cavity, and can't use teeth.
Okay, so we've got cavity and teeth. Okay, okay. Let's.
I've got an idea. I'm trying so hard to send it to you right now.
Cavity and teeth. Cavity and teeth. Okay. Okay.
All right.
Okay. Okay. Let's
Got
go.
it.
All right.
3, 2, 1.
Braces.
Brush.
Oh no!
Brush and braces.
That's so. I was
That's where you
thinking.
end. So this is what I call a mental dance.
Yes.
We danced right around each other. We were in the same ballpark.
That was
We couldn't find each other.
amazing. You're 100% right about it being a mental dance, and because we're circling
yeah.
each other on what words, and they're so close to each other. Oh,
So close.
That is wonderful. Thank you so much for bringing Medium and Homebrewers.
Yeah.
Two amazing games. And when can we expect them, or are they out yet?
So they're not out yet. Homebrewers will be out by the end of June, beginning of July. It's actually on its way to our warehouse right now.
Brilliant,
So
yeah.
soon.
Yeah.
Medium, we're expecting for a Gen Con release. That's what we're hoping.
Okay, fantastic. I can't. This is going to be. I cannot wait to play this in the office. We're going to play this in between video edits. Lance and Coco is what we're going to do. So, one thing before you go, I want to talk about, because it's a super awesome thing that you guys are doing. It's the start of Pride this month. So, it's the start of Pride this month. It's the start of Pride. It's the 1st of June.
Yeah.
And Greater Than Games are doing specialized merch for it. So, like you did last year.
Yep.
So, do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so Greater Than Games, we started this idea last year where it's called Greater Together. So it's we've created the hashtag Greater Together, and we kicked it off because it's something that's really important to us to share our pride with one another. So it's a line of merchandise that we designed. I think Ray designed it specifically, our graphic designer. So it's a bunch of different little designs that are like hearts and stuff with our with some gradients for the different flag colors.
Yeah.
And all the proceeds go to the Trevor Project.
So that's an American non-profit organization.
Yep.
Yeah.
For LGBTQIA youth. And so we really liked what we've seen from them, and we thought, why not try and give back? And so those items are available on Redbubble. And they could be, it's t-shirts, it's notebooks. I have a journal,
Cool,
and I'll
cool.
post my photo on social media. So if you follow Greater Than Games on Instagram, you'll see a photo of me with my little notebook because I love it.
Yeah.
And all the proceeds go to that. So
Fantastic. Okay, so check it out. You can find it on Greater Than Games and Redbubble.
yes,
Fantastic. Okay, so we're going to leave it there with Greater Than Games. Maggie, thank you so much for
It was great
joining
to
us.
hang out with you guys.
That was wonderful.
Yeah.
So come over to the live blog at ontabletop.com, guys. We have loads of prizes to give away. So on the live blog, we have several different videos from the Friday. We'll have on the Saturday and the Sunday as well. Comment on the individual videos and you're in with a chance to win vouchers, in with a chance to win board games, lots of goodness. So come over to ontabletop.com and we'll see you again very soon.